Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Heena Goswami, Editorial Consultant with IGPP, Institute for Governance, Policies and Politics, New Delhi. I welcome you all to this insightful discussion on what do Indian parliamentarians think of AI. This discussion is part of our recently released report, which is the part of a larger initiative, Emerging Technologies and AI, Governance and Policy Landscape. Our mission with this initiative is to actively engage in shaping of AI regulation with a commitment to fostering the development of robust, adaptable, and organic frameworks that ensure the efficacy and sustainability of artificial intelligence. Before delving into the discussion, it is essential to highlight some key deductions drawn from the report. India's strides in technology and AI investment have led 75% to 80% of the Indian parliamentarians of the respondents to rank AI's impact on economic growth and innovation as primary. However, only 3% recognize its potential in enhancing public services, crucial for inclusive development. Despite sectors eyeing growth through AI integration, only 11% prioritize sectors like healthcare and education. Job loss concerns due to AI worry 54% of the respondents, while 35% fear AI surpassing human intelligence, emphasizing ethical and regulatory needs. On the upside, 11% see AI as boosting process efficiency, and 16% value its role in automating tasks, freeing cognitive resources for higher level works, thus enhancing effectiveness. Fundamentally, the respondents anticipate that innovation presents the most substantial opportunity from AI, whereas they view job losses as the primary economic threat. This dual perspective poses two key challenges for policymakers: ensuring that the rate of job creation exceeds the rate of job displacement, and prioritizing future-oriented skill development as a critical policy objective. To discuss these insights, we are joined by two distinguished panelists, Dr. Deepak Garg and Dr. Avik Sarkar. Dr. Deepak is the director of leadingindia.ai and Vice-Chancellor at SR University, Hyderabad. He's leading the largest AI skilling and research initiative in India with more than 1,000 institutional collaborators, 100 industry clients, and several international and national partners. Dr. Avik Sarkar is Senior Research Consultant and visiting faculty at the Indian School of Business and a member of Indian Datasets for Artificial Intelligence. Dr. Sarkar is involved as an advisor at various government committees like the Bureau of Indian Standards Committee for setting standards for artificial intelligence. Welcome to our panel discussion, Dr. Garg and Dr. Sarkar.
Thank you.
Parliamentarians identify innovation and economic growth as key opportunities for India's global tech leadership through AI. How feasible do you think this vision is, and what steps should policymakers or parliamentarians particularly take to realize these opportunities effectively?
Yeah, I think it is nice to hear that parliamentarians are thinking innovation as the key area, and I agree that they are rightly thinking about it. I think the major initiatives that we as a country need to take is one is that we need to start some global capability centers that recently Prime Minister has also spoken about. So the global capability centers in the areas of AI, data science, cyber security, AR, VR, these are interrelated areas. But when we talk about global capability centers, then this is an ecosystem which drives the whole initiative. It also has people who are resource persons who can be seen as role models for other researchers and other practitioners in the area. It has also inbuilt capability for defining infrastructure for that particular technology. It has also the wherewithal of the creating a market forces for that particular technology, where people can interact with each other, they can talk to each other, they can come under an umbrella so that they can collaborate with each other. So these global capability centers in these areas will definitely help. Another thing that India needs to push is the amount of investment we are putting in these areas. Because of our purchasing parity with other developed nations, even if we see the currently announced AI national initiative, so if we compare it with the Canada, China, US, or other developed countries, so still it looks like a very low figure that we are investing into the AI infrastructure. So for taking a big jump in AI, so that we can be one of the leaders in the world, we may think of further investing into this area. And the third point is that our relevant ministries and our private sector, they need to initiate collaborations with the equivalent institutions abroad. So there are institutions which have specialized center on AI. Similarly, there are companies like OpenAI and Google and Microsoft, which have a very dedicated workforce who are working on niche projects in AI. So we need to have a very live and outcome-oriented, well-defined collaboration with these institutions. So if we follow broadly these three things, setting up global capability centers and pushing our investment, and third is collaborating with the right set of institutions and industries, so that will set a right tone for the country on path forward.
Dr. Avik, while parliamentarians acknowledge innovation as a significant opportunity arising from AI, they also express concerns about job loss. What strategies can be implemented to foster job growth, upskill the workforce, and foster innovation and growth at the same time in order to bridge the gap between new opportunities and upgraded skill set of people?
So I think we shouldn't be looking into AI only from the job loss perspective, because whenever our industrial revolution takes place, we have work of a particular type going out, but many more opportunities coming up. And this has happened when cars came in, the horse carriages were all replaced. And that actually meant that all the people who are riding horses or horse carriages lost their job in the immediate 1 to 3 years. But then over time, they would have realized that they can use the same skill and do something else, maybe ride automobile or something of that nature. Similar things happen when we move from, say, hand-based calculation to using calculators. Similar thing happened when we moved from typewriters to computers. So people, if you remember, in the olden days, people would learn typing. They would go to centers and learn typing and shorthand, and these are some of the skills that were required. So if you look at just from the skills perspective, the typewriter has become very, very obsolete now. Other than maybe in a few court premises, you will not find typewriters at all, and that is a very old type. Whenever new ecosystem comes in, the old has to be replaced. But it also means that you can do many more things. Now, if you compare in a simple table, the amount of things that you can do with a typewriter and the type of things you can do with a computer, you don't need any expert. Even a kid can tell that one list will be maybe less than 2 or 3 points, only typing other things. And on the other side, what you can do with the computer will be hundreds and maybe even going up to thousands. So I think that is where I think we are looking at AI also. It opens up enormous opportunities. Even just those people might be replaced, but those replaced maybe 10%, but it also means that 90 other people will also get new opportunities. And the ecosystem is something that we also need to lay focus on. It also means that we need more people to tag data. So say we have 22 official languages, and if you include all the dialects and other things, it is more than 100. If you have to build good speech recognition system, automatic machine translation system, you will need people who don't understand AI to just convert. Like I talk about a certain thing, maybe say certain things, a car, and I talk about it in say 5 languages. Those are the type of data that will be created. And people, when the demand will increase, you will get paid to create this data. This is very, very low hanging job. Like people sitting at home can be crowdsourced and they get a small amount of money for that work. There will be people who will be developing solutions, people who will be going on to sectors and building sector solutions. One thing I was, when you mentioned in your opening talk that only 3% felt that AI can be used for public services, that's not the right figure, because we see AI can really, really revolutionize the way public governance and public services are done. But again, what is required is the aspect of innovation. How can you do it? Today, you can see, like, say, on our CCTV, you can automatically identify the traffic violations, and the challans or invoices have been sent to the citizens in real time. Already 10 to 15 cities in India are doing that. And there the traffic rule maintenance has become much more, has improved quite a lot. Like this, we can think of many more solutions where data and AI, what we are talking about, the smart cities will have enormous amount of AI coming in there. Like, see, we hear about the water crisis in Bangalore, how much water you are spending and using, and then recommending you what's the best time to use the water, and then giving you recommendations from those lines. How do you use your electricity in a much more optimized manner? Traffic rules. If you are going onto agriculture advisory services, healthcare advisory services, and things of this nature are happening in multiple pockets in India. These are not like concepts only happening in the West. There are lots and lots of use cases happening in India. Like from the government perspective, when they are giving out loans to build new houses, they suppose the latitude and longitude on which a particular house is to be built. Now the government, using satellite imagery and AI, can see whether the landscape in that area has changed on a monthly basis over the last 2-3 months. On a monthly basis, is changing. So this is using AI, automated methods, and satellite imagery to see whether the people who have got the money to build the houses are actually building the houses or not, and what is the development. If they are claiming the money for the completion of the house, have they really completed the house or not? You can actually zoom down and get into that level and get to that. Like, so there's a lot happening from all aspects. And I think AI will be one of the very crucial elements, along with the many other digital technologies. Like AI is not on its own, along with, say, blockchain and IoT. If you're talking about an agricultural field and you want to measure the moisture on the ground, just AI is not enough. You need IoT to give you the water sensors and the water level, and maybe drones. So there's a combination of things that we have to use. AI is just one of the elements of this aspect to get this.
So, Dr. Deepak, what are some of the other sectors where implementation of AI can help in their growth exponentially and contribute to a great decade for India?
So I think this question is very relevant for India specifically. And it has been already proven that AI is definitely proving out to be a game changer in some sectors rather than all of the sectors. And there are some sectors where the job replacement rates are very low, or the risk of anything related to jobs is almost nil. So specifically, these are areas where, as a at international level also, we have not grown too much. Means the average status of that particular field is yet not that mature and a lot of developments are needed. So one such area is healthcare. So all over the world means on average, if you see, healthcare has still a lot of scope to improve, whether it is primary services, whether it is diagnostics, whether it is uh, uh, care of the elderly, or all different segments of healthcare. So in India also, policymakers has seen this as a very prominent area where AI can help. So in healthcare, already we have seen as part of digitization some of the use cases of telemedicine. But now we are also seeing that most of the hospital chains, they have also started using robotic technology for various kind of interventions in healthcare. And some of them are using a few AI tools also. Means they are not fully AI enabled machines, but they have some elements of AI, and they are also using the expertise of surgeons or expertise of experts who are not available locally, but they can be available somewhere else. Similarly, in the diagnostics, a lot of things are being done. People are trying to get diagnostics done even before the disease is actually has appeared or it is yet to appear. So we have seen developments in the area of cancer. We have seen developments in the area of diabetics. We have seen developments in the area of heart diseases, and different startups, they are working in different disease areas. The second important thing is all related to the food security and the whole chain of agriculture life cycle from sowing the seeds to post harvesting, and also packaging, and then having the allied industry in the food sector. So a lot of artificial intelligence is being deployed. From the government of India, we have also seen the initiative called Drone Didis, where the drones are equipped with the sensors, and they can do a lot of analysis. They can do a lot of other things related to agriculture fields. So this is another area where there will be exponential growth of the use of AI. And the third is manufacturing, and where India is again poised to take a big lead. So in the manufacturing, the major contribution by AI is in the maintenance, where we can evaluate the components, where we can evaluate different spare parts, where we can evaluate different processes happening in the industry. And we don't need to manually check everything, but that can be checked through the camera sensors and other sensors, whether that is noise sensor, pressure sensor, or vibration sensor. So all those can check and let you know the what is the remaining life of any equipment. So that is also reducing the cost of maintaining all this big equipment which is involved in the manufacturing industry. And then there are AI being deployed in quality check of the products, and to find out any faulty products that are coming into the market. So that can be checked at that point of time. And many other use cases related to the process of building those equipments of those manufacturing products. So these are the three areas that I will like to highlight. One is healthcare, one is agriculture, and third is manufacturing.
I think all the sectors are definitely the ones that we do like lag behind a little as compared to other development nations, and maybe AI can act as a complementary tool there. Dr. Sarkar, I want to turn to you and I want to ask you that, there are misconceptions or conceptions about AI that exist in the public domain, and our report finds that a lot of parliamentarians tend to share that. So one of the misconceptions is that they believe in that AI can surpass human abilities. So how can various institutions, including educational, technological, research organization, dispel the misconception about AI surpassing human abilities and instead focus on leveraging AI for societal progress? Or is there a possibility that AI can become super powerful?
Yes, so I think AI can become super powerful if it's left unregulated completely. But I think we shouldn't wait for that day and put it in the hands of people that it's doing anything and everything. Today, we are in the midst of one such thing, which is related to fake content. Fake content has become a big menace today. And the line between fake content and AI generated content is very thin. So there can be a lot of content being generated, but what the content is telling, like, and in the coming elections, which is coming up, this is going to be one of the major issues that we are looking at also from the government and India perspective. It can be as simple as like posting a video of a leader talking something which might create uh, repercussions to certain societies or people, where the leader didn't talk about that at all. So again, in AI age, we can do that. So there is a need of trust and accountability from AI systems when systems are being made, or if a video is been shared. But I think just blaming AI for the whole thing will be wrong, because AI is one element of the digital ecosystem. Today, if say we are and today you will see, like, say, if someone is sending you money, you will receive it from an account, and the person has to validate by entering an OTP or something of that nature while sending that money. So those strict guidelines exist when it's in the financial domain. But when you are forwarding a message on WhatsApp or on a social media platform, the platforms do not ask you whether it's the correct message. Do you believe the message? Do you trust the message? Do you really want to send it? Because they are not liable for it. But a bank, even if they lose a small amount of 10 rupees of yours from their account, they are liable to answer to you. But these platforms are not liable to answer to them. So we have the digital media bill, which has come up in India. In the Europe also it has to come up. So the platforms has to take ownership, and they also have to pass on the ownership to the people who are like, they cannot take all the ownership, but some part of the ownership has to be given to the people who are actually using the platform. So I might receive a video and I am sharing it. So I either tell that, okay, this video I am sharing because I trust the source completely, or I align with the content or ideology. That's the reason I'm sharing it. So I should put my name on the line. And in such a case that even a year later, if this video is been seen by someone else, they will know that Avik Sarkar had shared this video on so and so platform on this date. If that information is captured, and this is very, very easy for these platforms to capture that information, because they know the entire traceability thing. But the reason why they are not doing it is that it will decrease their popularity. It will decrease their popularity, it will decrease their revenues. I think that is where they are looking at. They are looking at not the societal interest, but their own business interest, which is creating the problem. Implementing this checks and balances are very, very easy for this platform. Even detecting videos or content which might be fake in nature, Only they cannot give it like full guarantee, but the possible fake ones can go to scrutiny and then only shared on the platform. So there are a lot of technology solutions available in the ecosystem, but these technology solutions has to be adapted, and it has to be adapted before the world sees the worst of it. We really don't want to see a Hiroshima and Nagasaki happening before the countries come together and tell that, okay, now let's stop making nuclear weapons. I think that will be the worst thing. We don't want millions of people dying because of some communal violence or anything of that nature, and then coming up with regulation. It's better if we can take a proactive step on regulating AI, and digital awareness is one of the elements there. So people know that it can be a video, I am receiving a video, but there are quite a good chances that this video might be fake. At least that awareness that anything that you see in a video or a picture format need not be correct. Because today AI is creating many of that and having that traceability in the system so that you know who shared it first, from where are you getting it. These checks and balances are very, very crucial. Otherwise, in the next few years, not even a decade, AI will become like, we'll see on the internet, there are more malicious content and fake content than real content. And we have to we have to really struggle to get the real content that we're looking for.
Before we end the panel discussion, I would like to ask both of you, what are your expectations from the parliamentarians? Do you think they should be aware, there should be a positive perception of the technology, there should be a balance in regulation between innovation-centric and human-centric approach? What are your expectations? Dr. Garg.
Yeah, so I think first thing is that my request to parliamentarians will be that they should remain updated and maybe they can attend some master classes given by experts in some regular intervals because most of their mindset and perception is driven by media stories. So, or from hearsay. So a large part of that may not be true or may not be the real picture. And because they have to take part in various committees, they also visit foreign countries, they also have to talk to their population in their constituency. So whatever they speak, that has a lot of impact and weightage. So if they provide right direction to the population as well as to wherever committees or any decision-making bodies where they contribute, so then they can take it in the right direction. So it is also the responsibilities of AI experts as well as AI companies to make them aware of the latest happenings. Probably IGPP is one of those platforms, so where they can help parliamentarians to get to the true picture of what they should do. And definitely, as a parliamentarian, they will be more interested in the humane side of it because that takes the first priority because that is how they can benefit the large number of people they are representing. But they also need to take care of the growth and the direction the country is taking because as we had previously a set of countries which were nuclear powered countries and they are considered to be the most strong countries in the world. So similarly now we have countries which are AI first or which are very good in AI. So that is also now considered as a power in itself. We are currently also seeing Israel deploying many AI technologies in the event of different war scenarios. So similarly, AI is going to be very crucial in all the defense sector. So it is utmost important that parliamentarians understand the true picture of the whole AI.
Dr. Sarkar.
Yes, I think what Mr. Dr. Deepak highlighted is quite true. I think I will reiterate the same point. I think awareness is very, very crucial. Awareness is very, very crucial, and parliamentarians have to deal with many, many issues, and they might not have focused dedication or focused time that they can dedicate for learning these topics. So I think simple modules on what are the benefits and what are the harms of AI will be very helpful for them, so that they can take quick decisions on the pros and cons of this technology and help them in the decision making process. I think it's not only parliamentarians, it's also the population as a whole. If you look at other than say 20% of the population, which are like the urban folks, you go on to rural areas, the awareness on digital, awareness or digital literacy is not that much. I think those are also some of the areas that you should know that what is coming to you as when you're shopping on a cart or on some platform. These recommendations are coming not by a person or not by a fixed rule-based system, but it's very, very AI driven. So, and what recommendations maybe person A sees and person B sees will be very, very different. Just having that understanding is not like a book, like whoever picks up the book, page 10 is always the same. Whoever is using an app will see different content. This seems very simple concepts for us, but there are a large portion, and I think more than 50% of the Indian population who do not understand these nuances. I think these nuances has to be explained to them how this is happening and then lead to AI. Maybe a digital awareness is very crucial. Cyber security also becomes very, very crucial for people because you also have a risk of losing your data, type of information you share in social media, what do you share in social media, what not to share. I think some of those etiquettes, these are not taught in the school. So there is no way that people can learn them. So there has to be mechanisms, awareness program, maybe by the government, METI, on some of those things. Like say they have those nice ads by RBI telling that don't share your OTP or username and password with anyone. I think such things are required to be done by METI, which is in charge of IT, and the states has to also take it up in their own regional languages. I think digital awareness is very, very crucial. Otherwise, we'll just see cyber crime, cyber frauds will just increase at an enormous pace because we'll see a large portion of the population who were not aware of this and others taking advantage of that. And if the society as a whole gets educated on these issues, then I think parliamentarians also will get involved in that because they basically represent the masses for India.
Thank you so much for joining us today and